Picked up a Class 92 this week from Accurascale. I already have a couple, but I decided I'd like to have another one. Caledonian Sleeper this time. I would like to have had a sound fitted one, but it wasn't available, so this is just DCC Ready. And so I've been to Road and Rails and picked up a lock sound decoder with a speaker for the model, and I'm going to install it and hopefully see how it goes. So I thought I'd do a little video while I'm doing it, just keeping a track of what I'm doing, and we'll see how it goes. So the first thing to do is get the loco out of its box. As you're probably aware, with the 92, the pantographs are clipped in place, so there's a little card saying make sure you release them before using it. So there's the model, and then we're going to use a little card. Let's see if we can get it eased into there, and I think I can feel a clip here somewhere. So, just using that card to see if we can get a little bit more. As I said, I do dislike doing this intensely, but now then, let's see if that's. Oh, yep, look, it's coming. That's nice. There we go. So, of course, the nice thing with Accurascale is everything's done with connections, so there's no loose wires. And hopefully, I've not damaged that. So, now the nice thing is there is already a speaker installed here. I didn't realise that was going to be the case, so I've got a feeling the decoder that's come from Road and Rails, they very kindly include a speaker on connected to the chip, which comes effectively free with the chip. So there's the lock sound from Road and Rails. With a speaker already attached very kindly, and so at the moment this is going to have two speakers, which probably will not work great. But the first thing I'll do, of course, is take off the blanking plate, which usually with a little bit of gentle rocking usually comes up. Again, you want to do this, or I want to do this as gently as I can, just to avoid bending pins and things. And so here it comes very slowly, just easing it up really. So, now I must admit, I am often tempted to get a screwdriver and push it underneath. I'm trying to be more gentle than that. So, there we go. Just gently ease it up. Yep, it's coming there. And that's the blanking plate off. Now, obviously, this decoder chip, the sound code goes in there. Now, of course, I've got the speaker attached, so I'm not sure whether I'm going to be able to accommodate this speaker, or whether I want to when I've already got one. So, we put the this in. We just have to line it up. I sometimes wonder whether, yeah, 21 pins is always fun to deal with, isn't it? Okay, that feels like it's gone. No, that's not going on. I'm obviously not lining it up quite right. As you can see, this is not a complicated job in terms of what has to be done, but for someone with clumsy fingers like I have, it can be a bit of a pain. And, it's just I'm not getting it lined up is the trouble. Now if I've got problems with this speaker, I might end up having to clip this speaker off, but I'll worry about that in a bit. In the meantime, let me just check I've got this right. Yep, I can see the pin now. There we go. Once you get it lined up, it just slides on beautifully. Right, so that's the sound in the sound decoder. Now before I go any further, I need to see what it's going to do. So if I have over here set up a Raspberry Pi with a Sprog board on top, two outputs, one is to the programming track, one to the main track. I really do like this setup because I can access it from the computer and I access it from my phone and just try it out sort of thing. So at the moment I've got it set to the programming track. This will be preset to address 3, so I can at least talk to it and see what happens. Then once I've done that, I can worry about programming it. Alternatively, I can just program it straight away. So why don't I do that? So I'm going to put this on the track and get it all lined up. Right. Now I'm going to just move that to one side. As I said, at the moment it's on the programming track, so that's fine. So I'm now going to go to the computer and we will see what we can do to get the address and get it set up and get all the labels done, and then we'll try it out. So I'm going to do that and I'll be back in a bit once that's done. Having added the class 92 to my roster, there it is sitting on the programming track, though I have actually now swapped it over so that it is on the main as far as the controller is concerned. I've actually ended up having to disconnect the little speaker that Road and Rail so kindly provided attached to the chip, mainly because there was nowhere to place it. These spaces here and here are for the pantograph mechanism there and there, so you couldn't put a speaker there, and as the Loco already has a nice big speaker installed, this was redundant, so I now have a spare speaker for another time, which is good. So I'll put that with the blanking chip. So there is the Loco at the moment. I've got it up on my phone. I just want to do a couple of little checks, then I'll put the body back on and then we can do a proper check. So first thing as I do, I'll check if the lights are working. Yes, I can see the lights there. And then try the horn. Yeah, there's a horn. Now we'll just try the sound. Now at the moment I haven't changed the labels on the roster So I've just got the 3 labels. I haven't updated it there yet, I've got to do that, but we can do that in a bit. So I'll just, well, it says bell, this is actually, I know, function 1, so that is the sound, so let's just try that. Well, there's some sound, but it's not doing a lot, so I don't know whether if I just try and move it. Yeah, it's because stationary sound, obviously. There we are. I've put the decoder in, checked the sound works. I haven't set the roster entry up to have all the labels in so they don't appear on my device yet, but that won't take very long. I'll do that in a minute. And I'm now going to have to put the body back on. Hope I get it round the right way. And that'll be the job done for now. Now, obviously while the body's off, if I'd had some drivers I could have put them in there, but I haven't got anything at the moment, so I'm just going to make do without. But as you can see, it was a very relatively simple job to do. The hardest bit for me is always taking the body off when you've got those clips, but with my little bits of hard card it helps and not too bad. I'm always a bit worried about the fragile nature of some of these bits and pieces, but as long as you don't take too long, as long as you don't go it too fast, take your time, it works all right. And that'll then be ready to go back onto my layout in a bit. Once it's all done, as I said, I'm going to put the body back on and then finish off the programming, and then I'll be done. So oh, there we go. Just using that little bit of extra pressure. But I wonder what this little bit of clearly piping or something is. I wonder where that was. It was on this side, so I can't immediately see where that's come off, but never mind. Let's see. Yeah, that's the loco back again, all in good working order, hopefully. Stick on the test rail. There we go. Now, one thing you have to do is unclip the pantographs before using them, so I'll just do that. So there's, now, as I said, I haven't yet fully done the roster, so some of the switches don't work. I've got one little bit of detailing that's come off. I'll need to work out what that is. So I've got a couple of pieces. So a nice spare speaker that I'll be able to use at some stage. And there's the blanking plate. So I'll go ahead and update the roster, and then once I've done that, I'll just come back and show you a little bit of what it does. So here's the Class 92 on the test rail. Just going to try it with, for example, try the lights. Yep, there's the light. Let's try the top headlight. Yep, there's the top headlight. Let's try the drive, the sound. So there's the pantograph. And there's the start up. Right, starting up, we can try the cab light. Yep, cab light comes on at the front. I'll switch it off for now. Got driver's door. There's the driver's door. What about the dispatch whistle? And guard to driver. And the high horn. The low horn. There we are. And I'm sure if we give it a little bit of power, you don't want to give it too much because it hasn't got very far to go. You can hear it starting up. And there we are, all done. I think what we'll do next is going to give it a quick run on the layout. Just going to try a little running of the Class 92 with the decoder in that I've just done. Just going to run it a little bit around my test layout and we'll see how it goes. So the first thing to do is make sure there's power, so I switch on the lights. Yes, that's always good. Switch the sound on. Yeah, that's good. So it's all set to go, I think. Let's just try and give it a bit of power. So I've set the speed to 16. I think it's going through its starter routine. Yeah, there we go. The pantograph going up. Oh, and you may have noticed earlier in the video I've had a little bit of a pipe come off. It turns out that was off one of the bogies. I put it away now. And there she goes. Of course, like any new loco, she'll need running in, so half an hour in each direction. I'll let her do that in a bit. I can hear what sounds like one of the wheels dragging a little bit, so I'll have to check that as she comes round. and see if something's not quite right. But no, here she comes. I'm going to stop it and just see if I can see what the real problem is, if any. So, done a quick check of the wheels, everything seems fine. I think it's just the normal running on the rails, so I'm going to give her a bit more of a go round, but yes, I'm pleased. The chip's working fine. Wasn't too hard to put it in. I did have that little bit of piping come off the bogie, which can always be put back on a later date. It doesn't spoil the look of the loco as such, doesn't prevent it working or anything like that. So there she is, my latest Class 92 Caledonian Sleeper. Just needs some coaches to go behind her. And also I need a bigger layout to run a real rake on, so I'm going to be starting in the near future, I hope, to work on a new layout, but we will see. I will get back on that at some stage, but for now here's a brief glimpse of what is Wharton Tor Railway. And as I've said before, it's very much a train set layout, just a couple of loops, a few sidings, and I've started doing modelling. I've started doing the hills, for example, and static grass, making trees. So it's very much a learning process at the moment, which I'm thoroughly enjoying, and looking forward to an updated, expanded layout at some stage. When or whether that will happen, only time will tell. So for now, thank you for watching the video, and I hope you keep well. Bye.